Welcome to your Inspirational Astrology Horoscope for Wednesday, March 6, 2013. I'm Astrologer David Palmer, here to illuminate the collective consciousness. Wow, this is such a wild day in the astrology. I mean, we have the moon in Capricorn, which is going to conjunct Pluto and make the square to Uranus, but it's going to sextile all this stuff in Pisces. So this is a powerful moon, because the moon really wants to have us find some footing in our life to get over a lot of our sensitivities, like pull ourselves out, leave emotion, really, and find some, solid ground and make it to where we need to go in our lives. So really step forward into the future, leave behind the past, not be afraid to step into the new you. Remember, we are all becoming new people right now. We are being tested with our courage if we can really step into this new self. And it's gonna take leaving parts of our emotional awareness away. One thing is our emotions can pull us in to some very heavy waters right now. And because that's that Pisces energy, it's sensitive, we're vulnerable. And I feel like this is a day where we start to see how we can overcome the obstacles, where we can strengthen ourselves, where we can understand the value of ourselves, to not feel that, we are vulnerable people, even though we are, but this gives us the ability to kind of, find that strength, find that separation from emotion. Even though the emotions are so important, we also need to learn how to catapult ourselves into a new structure, create new solid concrete, and this is so important because as Mercury retrograde, still making a trine to Saturn, hooks up with Venus, which now is coming in here. This next 2 days is very clear of another, what is the universe trying to show us? Connections to people, connections to our values. Are we valuing spirit enough? Are we finding what our true desire is and what are the blocks in between? I mean, this is really clear energy today. Let the magic come in. This can really show you some really powerful windows with relationships in your life, who they really are, signs of who they are around you. Really weird energy. Follow your gut. We've been talking about this. I know I say it every day, but that's what the only way to get through this is. Remember, all this stuff's making big squares to Jupiter and Gemini, which is our mind, which we want to figure it out, but it's about figuring out what Spirit told us, not trying to figure out before Spirit's told us, trying to get stuck there in our logical mind. It's about making sure that the main thing today is that you can overcome the old past structures of your life and not be afraid to step into the new, even when your most vulnerable states. Trust me, I'm vulnerable as hell right now. I am so vulnerable. Oh my gosh. I'm freezing out here, actually. I'm out here in Huntington Beach. Thought I'd give you guys another cool horoscope out at the beach, and oh my gosh, I'm freezing my butts off today. Although this is Surf City, this is where all the big surfing competitions are. Let's take a look, since we've been doing this lately. Let's see. There's some surfers out there. If this thing will, this is Surf City. You got waves. This is where they do the US Open right here. Oh yeah, a little bit of a wave action. There's rubies on the pier. I like to eat there. I used to live here, so this is another cool spot that I've always found like home. But believe me, we're all vulnerable right now. This is a very vulnerable time, very sensitive time. One of my friends, Natalia, and I spoke about this yesterday, so I'm giving her a shout out about vulnerability. And you know what? Vulnerability is a hard thing to deal with, but this is a shift that we've gone through. December 21st, 2012. We are leaving the physical behind, okay? I won't go into it now, but start to understand what happened up in the galaxy, what's happening with our ages and so forth. We are coming back to spirit. We are getting closer. So leaving the physical behind is not so easy for us to let our inner world rule opposed to our outer world. So it's this weird figuring out of the vulnerability that has always been in the outer world. Now it's very inside. It's about having to adjust, almost feeling comfortable, in a world that crazy things could happen, but it's wow, it's my inside that I'm freaking out about, it's the inside. The outside world isn't so scary anymore, where it used to be the opposite. It was oh gosh, let's make sure I have my bill paid and da-da-da-da-da. If you're on this real spiritual path, the bills aren't what matter, the money isn't what matters, It's just about finding a way to stay happy and like out of your old past wounds and out of your own spiritual weirdness and vulnerabilities and get all this stuff away. It's like, gosh, I just want a moment on the beach where I'm not cold or something like that. You know, I mean, it's like, let's just find how to be in our most vulnerable state in order for us to catapult into the new self, in order for us to connect to spirit on the highest level. This is a day that gives you the ability to see the goals you can make, the strength you can find, the disconnection from emotion in order to find your true desire, which is a deep root chakra emotion. It's not the same. You know, it's a very like, I need to connect energy. Where are you looking to connect with in your life? And where is that connected with spirit? And where is it that you can build a new structure in your life with this? It's about creating new life, creating new concrete in your life that's based off the new you, that's based off the new mind, and most importantly based off the vulnerable self, which is not vulnerable when in spirit. So I hope that helps. Check out my website, david-palmer.com, if you guys have any questions, and I will see you guys mañana.